Hey everyone, my name is Wahid Lutfi. Welcome to my MyWebUniversity free educational videos. In this session, we're going to talk about the NumPy and MatPlotLib plot. So let's just go through the videos. Before we do that one, let me just show you what we already have for NumPy. We have up to video number 7, which is this one, tutorial number 7. And that is the sys module. We discussed the voice module on video number 6 and so on. So you're welcome to just look at all these videos that are already posted. And we're going to do video number 8, which is the NumPy and MatPlotLib. So let me go through a slideshow first. As you can see on this session, we're discussing Python NumPy as well as MatPlotLib. The MatPlotLib is for drawing graphic stuff, and then at the same time, NumPy is for numerical Python computation that you're going to use arrays and other ones. You just define the data structure and then graph it using MatPlotLib in this tutorial. So as you can see that we're discussing the NumPy module as well as MatPlotLib module. And then on this one, when you import the NumPy, you just say import NumPy as an key. This is just a conventional way of doing it. For MatPlotLib, you can import it as import matplotlib.pyplot, which is this pyplot is the class as PLT. The alias PLT will be just available for that one for pyplot. And then you can also do that from matplotlib import pyplot as PLT. You can do that structure as well, in that syntax as well. Usually I do it this way. It's much shorter way to do it, and then you can do whatever you like. It's your choice. And then this is tutorial number 8. So more to come on NumPy and MatPlotLib on the next sessions. And I'm just thanking you for watching this video ahead of time. So please make sure that you go to MyWebUniversity YouTube channel at youtube.com at MyWebUniversity. At MyWebUniversity at my YouTube handle. So you can go to that channel and just watch it. And then this is the actual YouTube channel as I showed you. So I'm going to just now show you on Jupyter Notebook what we do. Basically, I'm going to do graph of x and y dot plot. That one is just the cell is open already. I'm going to just say import matplotlib. I'm sorry. Let's just do import matplotlib. I'm going to just make it a little bit bigger so I can see it better. Because I'm far away from it. So now I can see it better. Import. You can do NumPy first as np, and then import matplotlib dot pyplot as POT. You could do it that syntax, or you could do it with this syntax pound. So the pound is not going to load it this time. We'll say from matplotlib dot pyplot. So from a matplotlib, import pyplot as PLT. You can do that too. So this one, we just don't do it at this time because only one is good enough. So we're going to just make it shorter. And then here now we're going to define some x values and some y values. So because we're graphing the x coordinate and y coordinate, I mean lines with x and y. So if we give x the value of np dot, let's say a range of 5 numbers from 1 to 0 to 6. And then now we can do y is equal in p dot copy. If we copy it, we can then do that one also. At this time, if we just say, okay, let's just graph it. we can just say plot plt.plot, and then we say x comma y. If we just draw that one and then plot.show, we're gonna see it. So let's just see how this works. And as you can see here, the cell is not actually loading because I have been opening it for a little bit there. Now, let's see what is the error here. np.copy. Yeah, np.copy, I did not give any value here, the x value. That's why. So that should copy it. And now you can see the graph is done here. The graph of x and y. So since it's 0 to 5 and 0 to 5 on both of them, because we're copying it, it is just there. Let me make it a little bit smaller so you can see the graph better. Yeah, this is the code and this is the graph. I'm gonna make it a little bit more smaller. That way you can see. So at this time, if we just say, rather than doing this, let's just say for y, we want to just give a value of this O. That means that we can put the dot kind of like a marker for it and for y coordinate. Now you can see that it is there, but we don't have the x values. So you could do a combination of these with different lines, or you could just do something like this. Plot x and then say plot dot plt dot plot and then y, and then y is that value. So they're both going to show now on top of each other. So the x is the blue. Now we don't have any kind of access and other information. So let's just do that information before we plot it. So here we did the plot. We're gonna just say plt.x label, and then we say x-axis. So that's the x-axis, and then plt.y label, and we're gonna say y-axis. Since the value is already there, I could also use the f string to format it and put the values as well. We could do that one, but we don't need to. Let's see what it shows here when we do this, and then we run it. Now, I must have typed in something here. The y label, I mistyped it. So that's the typo. You correct your typo, and let me just make it a little bit closer because harder to read there. X label, yeah. X label was typo also. So here we correct it. Now it should show the x-axis and y-axis. You can see y-axis here, x-axis. Since the values are there, I don't need to just put the f string there. But then we want to just get some kind of grid on it so we can see these lines here. In order to get the grid here, you just basically say plt.grid, and then you say true. The value is true, and then you just do that plt. Now the grid is there. And then in addition, if you want to see some sort of details of here that x and y is there, so the plot is there. We did the plot, the label, and the legend. So we need to have some kind of legend for x and y. And then here we say plt dot legend, and the legend is a list. So you create a list, and then you just say x, like just showing the x as the value, and then the next one is y value. I'm gonna just put x values, and then y values, and then close the list, and then close the legend. So now we're going to get that, And notice that X values and Y values are shown. Notice the Y values are here, or just showing that those coordinates. And then here now we just change the, since this is a copy, this is a shadow copy. If I just do assign X like this, like a reference copy, that would also work. But reference copy versus a shadow copy is different. Sometimes shadow copy doesn't carry over. Reference copy is just whatever changes happen, it happens. This one is also similar to reference copy is similar to Rabel. Rabel and reference, this Rabel is like a view. Whatever changes happen on that, it dynamically carries over. So that is, you can do that on the fly. And notice that here, the x-axis coordination, if you want like some other color for the x, for example, you can always put a color here, comma, and then colors, let's say you want red, it will just change it to red color. And for the x-axis. And then if you just say, for example, blue, and that will change it to blue, or G for green. So these are color is also, you can use the option of like a hexadecimal value for it. So for example, if I just say, and instead of this, I could say color is equal, and then say count, which is the HTML the color code that you can do, and then it requires a red, green, blue format. So for red, you want to say 0, and for a green, if I want to just make it a green of 55, then you can just do that, or just let's say make this one a blue 55. Then just do that color and change it to blue color. We just did that. And if you wanted all kind of different colors, like all zeros would be black, and then all F would be white, 255, this. So you can see it is black now. Now if you change this one to red, for example, this would be like, let's say 35, would be a little bit dark, red. And then you can just change it to that color. Let me just take this thing out to see if the colors are changing or not. It looks like, no, yeah. It has to be between the code for the color code, and then whether you use single code or double code, it understands both format, and then you just do it with the color you want. So if I wanted, like for example, completely like more reddish, then it's 95, and it's like a bigger number. And similarly, if you want to change it to greenish, just say 00, and then this would be like 90 would be like green. If you want a dark green, you go lower. Okay, so that is just a color. But at the same time, if you want some sort of uh, an addition to the color, let's say for here, we wanted instead of the dot, we could say make it red, but then put dashes instead of the circle. So you could do red of the thing, but then notice that this is like a small amount of the size is really small. So you could do that one. If you want this one to just say make it like a green and then dashes, and then here we just say the O. That would look better in that format, because we just did the dashes for the lines and for the x-axis and y-axis, and then the x values is just a circle. So you could do that one, but at the same time, x label is x-axis is blue, right? So here I could also change the formula here for the label. Let's say I could do to the power of 2. So whatever is the x value, then the y value is x is equal y squared. So that y squared will have a different value. Now let's run it, and then notice that the graph now is only for 0 and 1, it is just to the power of 2. 1 is 1 and 0 is 0, but 2 to the power of 2 is 4. So the coordination is not matching right away at this spot that we want. And then for 5, the square root of that one is 25. So it is all the way to here. That is what it is. And here now, if we do exponential, like let's say to the 3, and notice that this number just keeps growing. And then the value of 0 to 5 is x is still 0 to 5, but y, since it's exponentially changes, it is just changing on the value of 1. Notice that if I do this one to the power of 5, which is much larger number, then just the y is going to go to 3000 for that 5 to the power of 5. Some numbers that is huge there. And then for obviously for 4 is 4 to the power of 5 is 4 times 4 times 4 times 4. That's like really huge numbers somewhere. And then we could do a lot of formulas here that we can graph it, but you need to understand that the way the formula is there. One more thing that I want to show you on the options here before you actually do the plot, you can also do something like plt dot style dot available, and then just get the list of available lists. So if I say print this one, this coordination of the styles that are available for me, it will tell me. Let me just see what did I type in here. That print plt dot style dot available. Available was this type, so I'm going to correct that one. Available, and then now it should be okay. And this is a list of styles that are available. So like if I use this get edge, then I have to say something like this. Say, okay, let me just comment this one. I know that those lists, so I say plt.style.use, and then I could say the image. Let me just see if that it was the image. So you could do this and then just run it. Now the graph is going to look a lot different than before. You can see this. So whichever graph you can do, like the GP and GG plot, I think was another one that we could use that one. And then this one is that style. So as you change the style, you get different values here. And then for this one, the red, I'm going to change it to green to just look a little bit different color, and you can see the colors. So if you go back to the power here and just don't do any kind of like exponential, then you can see the coordinates that are just matching for x and y. And then that would be like assigning x and y the same value. You could do that one, or you could just say, and instead of doing that one, you could say NumPy a range, and then just say 6 on this one also. So this would be just the same way that using NumPy. But if you did this one, rather than doing exchange x here, you use a variable because that one is already having x, but x dot size. So the size of that one is actually the same, so it will be there. So now if I just change this a range to 10, now I get the numbers between 0 to 10 for both of them. So the last number is 9, and then because we're doing that to 9. And obviously you can start with a different formula, the A range, you can also say start from 5 and then up to 25 with incremental 5. That one you can do that as well. And then this one, notice that graph is now starting at 5 and then increment by 5. At the same time, you could do something like start with 1 and then let's say start with -10. You can also start with a negative number up to 10, but incremental 5, you can do that. So it is not just like a coordination that you can do. Depend on what you want to do, and you're just welcome to use however you want. There's a lot more examples I will show you, but that will be another session because I don't want one video to go forever. Okay. Thanks for watching. Please make sure that you go to MyWebUniversity.com and subscribe to our channel so you can get all these videos, and then make sure that you make some comments so I can meet your needs as we go along. I will post more videos and everything. And then I would really appreciate if you guys just support the Afghan girls because at this time they're not allowed to go to school. Women are not allowed to work. And so it is just something that we all have to look for other humanity kind of lives that have to be supported in the growth, and then everybody has to be having a fair share lifestyle, equal employment opportunity, and kind of having civil rights for every human being that are there. So that's the way human life should be kind of respected and given the opportunity to go to education and go to school. And I'm making some videos for the Afghan girls because I need to just support them myself with whatever classes that I can offer, that I can teach them. Unfortunately, a lot of them are in the hardship of not having even internet access to with the YouTube channel to watch it. Forget about paying money to tuition in college. So a lot of people they are very desperate in other countries. So unfortunately, this is not that they chose to have that kind of difficult life. Unfortunately, the warlords, the people that they are corrupt, that they always steal from these innocent people. They don't have a job, they don't have anything. Those people that they have been showing bad leadership, corruption, have always been in power in Afghanistan, whether it's now or in the future or in the past. So unfortunately, they are not giving any rights for these little innocent girls, and then that is by every means it's wrong to just not allow them to work or school, to go to school. Even in the past, when other uh, you know leaders had power, they were just abusing it. They were not giving these people decent life, any human rights. So we all need to stand up and ask for, these innocent people and be a voice for them. I would really appreciate your help. Anyone that is listening and they want to make a change for these people's life, that would be greatly appreciated. God bless you all. Take care. Bye. It's sometimes so emotional. I can't even find how to end the video. God bless you all. Take care. And may God bless those little innocent girls.